Dzień dobry, siemaneczko moi drodzy, witajcie w kolejnym odcinku z GreedFall. Zaczynamy od walki na arenie, czwarte wyzwanie już mamy i widzę, że jest trudno, bo teraz są... No, trudne się wylosowało, to trzeba przyznać. Przeciwnicy to nie byle kto. Czekajcie, bo nie wiem, czy nie będę strzelał zaraz. Na razie staram się nie używać strzelania. Chyba muszę się skupić najpierw jednego, później drugiego, bo za mną się teraz uwzięli trochę. Ale widzę, że moi tutaj dają radę. O, dobra. O, niedobrze. Dobra, do widzenia. Kolejny. Ty też leżysz. Oj, niedobrze. I jeszcze jeden cios. Dobra, mamy to. To już będzie trudne, mi się wydaje. Strzeliłem kilka strzałów, bo... Łapeczka pomogła. Ups. Niedobrze. Co jest? Wow, dziwne to było. Zniknąłem. Jestem na hita, więc trzeba uważać. Topijmy się. Dobra, leży. Raz. Dwa. Trzy. Jeden leży, niedobrze. Zapraszam. Myślałem, że tego jakoś zatrzyma, a to nie. On dużo wytrzyma, ten Petrusa. Rzucił się za mną. O kurczę, no. Jest to wyzwanie. Ale damy radę teraz. Myślę, że po ustawianie... Dobra, do widzenia. Oj, czekajcie, bo się nie mogę ruszyć. Zaklęcie, żywioły na niego działają dużo, widzę. To Petruska naprawdę daje radę. Wasko już niezbyt. Ale my zaraz pomożemy. To już było, że prawie zostałem zwanshotowany. Dobra, pokonany. No, dobra, zapis gry. Kolejni, to samo jest chyba. Mi się wydaje. A, strzelają jacyś. Dobra, strzelców najpierw weźmy. No, niedobrze. O kurde. Dobra, ci strzelający, to już się robi tutaj kłopot. Czytajmy ten zapis. Ja też do nich postrzelam. O ty. Mhm. No nie trafiłem. Mhm. Ups. Musiałem mu pomóc, bo widzę, że miał jednego za dużo. Dobrze. Dobrze. Okej. No dobra. I co teraz? Jakiś wielki będzie tam. Chyba będzie strzelanko to już od razu. Małe trzeba powybijać najpierw. Tak amunicji. Niedobrze. Ups, ups, ups. Mhm. Niedobrze. Nie trafiłem. O kurczę. Dobra, to nie jest do pokonania bez amunicji chyba. Z moim buildem. Okej, trucizna. Trucizna na ostrze. Spróbujemy coś takiego. Mhm. Eliksir. Smar do pancerzy. Smar do pancerzy. Antidotum. Eliksir siły, magii, furii. Aha, dobra, zrób to w ten sposób. Dobra, jednego mniej. Mhm. Uwaga. O ty. Odsuń się. Tak. 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 Ups, 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 ups. Ty, co jest? Przebiegli obok. Mhm. Dostałem osiągnięcie. Ups. No jeszcze jeden hit. Dobra. Wycofujemy się, napijmy się i pach. Mamy to. I co teraz? Kolejne? Nie, kolejnego nie. 5. wyzwanie to innym razem. Ale ładnie, i tak ładnie poszło. Wychodzimy. Dobrze, 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 mamy to. No, było to challenging i powiem wam, że dużo amunicji poszło. Ale chyba warto, nie? Czy dostałem coś z tego? Jakieś buty? Nie. Exp dostałem na pewno. I możliwe, że jak wszystkie ukończę, to też coś będzie fajnego, ale na razie to widzicie. Nic szczególnego. Use terrain. Idziemy do teleportu, który jest najbliższy gdzie? Tu admirał. Porozmawiamy z admirał o ruinach. W sumie zróbmy to. Porozmawiajmy z nią. Ciekawe, czy coś wie. Wasko jest ze mną? Jest. Pani admirał siedzi przy statku tutaj, ale jeszcze to sobie weźmy. O, amunicja. 1. Dobrze. 1 nabój jest. Obsydian.
What can I do for you?
Zapytaj o kolonizację.
I've explored many ruins on this island, ruins that after careful scrutiny were built by the congregation. In one of them we found a journal that made reference to your guild. This document, as are the buildings, date much further back than the arrival of the Bridge Alliance a decade ago. These discoveries raise a good many questions, questions that my cousin would like you to answer.
I understand. All the same, we are in a difficult situation. We are bound by the pact. I could eventually overlook these engagements if you would perform a service.
No dobra.
Commander Fernando, who holds the port of San Mateus, has problems with certain members of Tajny. But your friend here could without a doubt tell you more.
I believe I see what the Admiral is speaking about.
Pewnie o inkwizytorze, co?
Or rather, who? A few of our zealous brothers are overcome by their faith. You already witnessed it for yourself at San Mateus. They look with a wary eye at all those who do not swear faith to Tajny, and refuse to express their faith openly. It is possible they have decided to target the Nords. We will need to speak with those on Tajny lands, and of course seek out the Bishop Domitius.
Solve these problems, and I will reconsider the validity of the pact. I will answer your questions.
No
Anything
dobrze.
else?
Odejdźmy. Trzeba będzie przepytać. No to już kolejny trop, który mnie prowadzi do tego Tajny. Natomiast tu jest podróż, tak? U niej. Tak. Idź do wioski wskazanej przez Petrusa, znajdź obóz ekspedycji uczonych, znajdź Bastiena. Idziemy do Bastiena, czyli region Hikmet, południowa droga. No, południowa droga, to będzie najbliżej. Że chodźmy tutaj. Teraz tak, z tobą pogadajmy. Masz amunicję dla mnie, to daj. Masz. Dzięki. A coś nowego tutaj masz? Nie bardzo. Chociaż? Czekajcie. Ty używasz pierścień nowicjusza. Zbroję można, masz dobrą zbroję. Ty, kamienna igła. Też wypadałoby ci chyba zmienić ekwipunek, co? Zróbmy tak. Deserdy. Niezgodny z tą postacią, no to wiadomo. Ale to już jest zgodne. Dobra, teraz tak. Ty, stalowy sztylet. Siora. Ty też nie, ale tak. Wasko. Już bardziej. Szabla prosta i tak dalej. Zręczność 4? Wymagana? Dobra, idziemy dalej. Region Hikmet. Ekspedycja uczonych. Nie, my szukamy tam. Laboratorium. 500 metrów. No to idziemy te 500 metrów. 17 poziom, zaraz 18. Jeszcze tutaj mamy coś. I do widzenia. Zatruty jest, zatruty jest. Jeszcze Vasco strzelał. Vasco też ma dobre obrażenie, trzeba przyznać. Aczkolwiek on jest naprawdę super tankiem. Ten nowy księżulek, który do mnie dołączył, inkwizytor. Jeszcze istnieje to przy Hikmet, patrzcie. Idźmy do samego Hikmet. Nie, ale właśnie, przecież ja mogłem wybrać rezydencję Sardę, przecież to jest rezydencja, a w każdym mieście mam ją i ona w każdym mieście się tak samo nazywa. Przecież i obóz też byłby lepszy. No już too late. Ale no, byłoby to szybciej. Przebiegniemy się kawałek. Co, dobić level, założyć nowy secik i to już będzie naprawdę fajnie wyglądało. Bo broń jest. No i powoli będę myślał o ekwipunku towarzyszy. Znajdź Ferrarta. Klienta Bastiena. 130 metrów. Tutaj gdzieś. Ciekawe, w co się Bastien wpakował. Czy on w ogóle dotarł tutaj do Hikmet? Czy gdzieś po drodze? ...30 metrów. A, już wiem, po co może mi się to przydać. To wysadzanko. I wiem, kim jesteś.
If you come to do business, you should go upstairs. I am but a poor underling.
Podwodnym tylko. Dobra, na górę idziemy. Ferhard.
Hello, sir. Is this the house of the man called Farad?
It is I. What can I do for you?
We're searching for Mr. Darcy. He was supposed to come here to do business.
Yes. Yes, he did come here, but I don't know where he is. To be honest, our exchange did not exactly go as planned. And if you are his associate, or a member of his family, know that you owe me a large sum of money.
How so?
Well, this Darcy fellow came here to take the shipment, and he was supposed to deliver me a promissory note.
Which never arrived, I imagine. How could you let him leave with your merchandise without payment?
Well, he's the son of a very well-known family. I did not deem it necessary to try and obtain more guarantees.
What if something happened to him?
Nothing happened. At least I don't think so. Why should that concern me? I'm not his brother. He owes me money, and I do not
No,
have
ale
the
wiemy,
slightest
kto
idea
jest.
of where he might be.
I suspect that you're not telling us everything.
Come on. If you have not come to repay his debt, leave me alone so I can work in peace.
Szukaj dokumenty Ferharta. Dokumenty? Czy na dole są jakieś dokumenty?
Greetings. If you have come to do business, head upstairs.
Why'd you say that?
They haven't been paying me, and I've had to work with cheap ingredients for weeks.
O, nie płacą mu. Zapytajmy o Bastiana.
Have you heard of a man called Bastian Darcy?
It would be difficult not to. His name is the only thing my boss talks about. Apparently, he did not pay for one of our shipments and still left with the goods. And now my boss makes me work twice as much to compensate for his losses. With ingredients I wouldn't even feed to a pig.
And what did your boss do?
Well, he spent every waking hour cursing his name. That's how I learned about it.
No dobra.
What do you do here exactly?
I create and prepare complex potions.
And if I'm not mistaken, things are not going the way you would want them to.
The boss has always been difficult, but ever since he got ripped off, it has been a living hell. I work using leftovers thrown away by all the other alchemists, while listening to him screaming at me and everyone else all day. This is no way to live.
Przekonajmy go.
How can a brilliant, conscientious alchemist keep working here? I am certain that any great laboratory in town would welcome you with open arms. So why continue protecting your employer?
Oh, you're right. Anywhere is better than here.
Udało się.
My boss did not only curse the name of the man you're looking for, he also hired some thugs to find him and our shipment.
Interesting. I think we may need to have a few words with your employer.
If you could also tell him that I am resigning, then I won't need to go upstairs.
No dobra, ale jeszcze mamy dokumenty. Jestem głęboko zasmucony, słysząc o trudnościach, jakie napotykasz w związku z interesami prowadzonymi z Bastianem Darcy. No owszem. Powiedziano mi, że chłopak jest lekkomyślny, ale nie uważałem go za nieuczciwego. Niestety na pewno zdajesz sobie sprawę, że oczekiwanie na zapłatę od jego rodziny może potrwać całe wieki. Wymiana korespondencji z kontynentem trwa dość długo, ale są też inne rozwiązania. Może warto skorzystać z pomocy odzyskiwaczy długów. Mam nadzieję, że uda się znaleźć rozwiązanie tego problemu. Okej, no dobra, no próbuję odzyskać swoje, to nie jest tak, że... Ale pogadamy z nim.
You again. I already told you that I do not know where the man you're searching for is.
You may not know where he is, but you did everything you could to find him, didn't you?
What do you mean?
Does this document ring a bell? You hired some debt collectors to find Mr. Darcy.
How dare you rummage through my belongings?
You could have taken legal action and retrieved what you were owed, but you sent some killers instead.
I doubt the governor would approve. Do you want us to tell him about it?
No. But please understand me. The Darcy family is on the continent. It would take months for them to reply to my complaint. What other solution was there? My shop will not survive this.
Tell us who these debt collectors are and we'll take care of it.
They loiter in an alleyway of ill repute, not far from here, in the Science District.
That's what I feared. Probably a bunch of cutthroats. If Bastian survives...
If he survives, remind him of what he owes me.
No dobra, to idziemy teraz. Wynajął tego, no nie wiem, no nie winię gościa, bo wydaje się, że... Znajdź odzyskiwaczy długów tutaj. Jeszcze nie, 60 metrów. To nie ta alejka, to jest tutaj. O, moja rezydencja, oni są obok mnie właściwie. Jak tam wejść? Tutaj. To jeszcze kawałek. O, dzień dobry, dzień dobry, dzień dobry. Weźmy to sobie. Amunicja też się przyda. Jest i on.
You! Leave this man alone!
What do you want? No one asked you for your opinion, so get lost.
Maybe he's friends with the weakling.
Maybe. In any case, it seems like he wants to share his
Od razu nas
fate.
zaatakują?
You think I'm afraid? I've fought uglier people than you.
Vasco, let me try to take care of this. How much money are we talking about? You're here to collect a debt, right?
Between what he owes our client and our commission, it's a hefty sum. But if you want to pay in his stead, my lord, please do.
Zastraszmy ich charyzmą.
I don't think you realize who you are dealing with, so let me introduce myself. My name is Dail. I am the legate of the congregation, and I am here to save the life of one of our citizens. If you do not deliver him to me immediately, I will have no choice but to inform the governor.
And you'll end up rotting in jail in no time.
Damn it, they look serious.
Yes, a bit too much. Listen, we don't want to get in trouble with the governor, so take him.
Yeah, if our client wants to get repaid, you'll have to make an official request. Come.
Dobra,
Thank you for
udało
your
się.
intervention. I thought these brutes would kill me.
Don't mention it. It's only natural.
But how did you end up in such a situation?
Oh, I'm certain someone like you, who belongs to high society, will understand. There is a game table here that is attended by the best of the aristocracy. I lost the money I owed to that merchant while playing there. And since I got out with a few other debts, I had to leave the merchandise as repayment as well. But that's a mere trifle that my father would have paid for without thinking twice. I never would have thought that someone would send these types of brutes after me. What a lack of tact. In any case, I am extremely grateful to you. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Captain Vasco. Naught and sea given. It was a pleasure, sir.
Tyle? Co Vasco powiesz?
Desarde, can I do anything for you?
Tyle.
Just leave it.
Okej. Myślałem, że coś więcej powie. Może w obozie. Może w obozie się odezwie. W sumie racja, może tak być, że w obozie. O, teraz.
You, Desarde.
My pleasure. But why didn't you tell him who you were?
But I did tell him. I was stupid.
No tak.
I resented everyone, and you even more, for the life I didn't get to live. You had it all, everything I thought I was entitled to. But after seeing Bastion, I realized that in the end, I was exactly who I wanted to be. A naught, and a proud one at that.
Okej.
I'm glad to hear it. No more regrets?
No more regrets. And I certainly don't regret not being called Leandra Darcy.
Z Vasco jesteśmy przyjaciółmi, świetnie. Czyli quest z Vasco został wykonany. No to możemy co? Wejść do środka. Do rezydencji. I przeteleportować się stąd. Nie tutaj. Nie tutaj, muszę... Ach. Muszę iść tędy. Tu. Dobra. I Vasco, teraz posiedzisz sobie trochę.
Glad to see you, Can I do anything?
I must leave.
Nie tak. Stwórz drużynę. To tak. Vasco out. I Kurt in. Dlaczego Kurt? Ponieważ z Kurtem musimy zrobić jego quest teraz. Czyli z tym widmem. To jest podróż. Obóz uczonych. Skazanej... Nie. Czarne ziemie. Śpiewające wody. The Lame. Ekspedycja naukowa. Zadanie poboczne. Kurt. Porozmawiaj z Kurtem o pułku widmo. Okej, czyli trzeba z nim pogadać teraz.
Greenblood, my friend. My contacts have spoken.
O, właśnie.
I was able to discover the location of this infamous Phantom training camp.
Do you still think they should be held accountable?
More than ever. You know that I recruited Raynor. I want to know what kind of hornet's nest I led him into. I want to know what these madmen did. But I fear if I go alone, I might not be able to control myself. And I won't learn anything. I need the help of my best student.
No dobra, chodźmy.
How can I refuse such a request? Well then, let's go.
Dobra, jest. Potwierdźmy skład drużyny. Podróż. Ognisko w białych wąwozach. Idziemy. Pałasz. Fajny ten pałasz może być, ale też jest drogi. Zręczność potrzebuje ten pałasz. Dobra. No to jedyne co kupimy to amunicję. Nie ma amunicji. Natomiast jeżeli chodzi o sprzedaż, tak. Tak. Sprzedaj przedmiot kupcowi. Sprzedaj przedmiot kupcowi. Sprzedaj przedmiot kupcowi. To również. Kły również. Brazoletę również. Łuskę też. Właściwie wszystko tutaj, jeżeli chodzi o rupiecie. I teraz tak, kup. Tutaj nie do końca, chociaż szata biskupa, sutanna biskupa. Petrusa, nie masz lepszej? Masz gorszą, lepszą? Czekaj, Petrusa jest tu. Ty masz lepszą. Dobra, teraz tak. Jeżeli chodzi o Siorze Okurta, to mógłbym ci zmienić bronię, ale na razie nie mam. 1500 sztuk złota, ale jeszcze się wstrzymam. Lecimy tutaj. Pług widmo gdzieś tutaj, 100 metrów stąd. W tym miejscu, tutaj ta droga w prawo. To wy, myślę, co mnie tutaj... I ciach. O, jak mnie sieknął. Dobrze. Pozbierajmy, bo to wszystkie te bestie, to się jak posprzedaje, to dużo kasiorki z tego mamy. Tam są kolejni, ale na razie idziemy tu. Tu jest nasz kwestior. Czy daje mi pogadać? Tajny obóz. Okej.
I was informed of your arrival by my sentinels, but I didn't think it would be you, Kurt.
Rolf, you're the leader of this camp.
Do you two know each other?
We train together. We haven't seen each other in a long time. A very long
Jak się tam
time.
napieprzają.
World of Warriors is very small, Kurt. What brings you here, my old comrade? And who are these people with you? They're not one of us?
My name is Dail. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Bishop Petrus. May the enlightened guide you.
These people sure are important. So, what are you doing here?
I've heard things about this place. About this very special camp.
And we wanted to see what it was all about with our own eyes.
That's very nice of you, but visitors aren't welcome in this camp.
No
What
właśnie.
goes on here is only the guards' business.
Does the same apply to me?
Listen, Kurt. I can give you and your friends some answers, but only because it's you. Anyway, knowing you as well as I do, I'm aware I'm not going to get rid of you that easily. So, what would you like to know?
To chcielibyśmy wiedzieć. Cel istnienia.
What is it you do here? And why is this place kept secret? Even from your comrades in the guard?
The natives have their magic, and we have to train elites to be able to face them. That's what we're doing here. Our role is sensitive, and our location obviously cannot be revealed to the whole island.
I see the reason for this kind of training. The Bridge Alliance would be particularly interested in soldiers like these. And yet I've never heard of this elite squadron.
We're still in the early stages of the program. We don't want to rush things. And our leaders demand secrecy. Orders are orders.
Nie, coś mi tu śmierdzi jeszcze. Struktura.
This is a huge camp for such a secret location. How is it organized?
The main building is reserved for officers and the wounded. The front and rear of the camp are dedicated to combat training. But most exercises take place outside.
Impressive. And how do you manage recruitment?
Only the best come here. Those who have combat experience. Once they arrive, they're separated into 2 squadrons, each led and trained by a lieutenant. But you already know all of this, Kurt. It must bring back memories.
Yes.
Szkolenia.
Will you tell us about your training?
That's a sensitive topic. Most exercises take place in the field to get the men used to it. The natives' knowledge of the environment gives them as much of an advantage as their magic. But if you want to know more, you should ask my lieutenant instructors.
Pytajmy o Rainera.
Actually, we found out about this camp while we were looking for someone.
A kid I recruited. Rainer.
Oh, I didn't know he was one of yours. My condolences. I was told he died in an accident in the harbor.
Don't insult my intelligence, Rolf.
All right. Since you're here, I guess there's no point in lying to you anymore. The accident occurred during a maneuver. It's regrettable, but these things happen, you know?
We've taken up enough of your time, Captain.
I agree, and I have things to do.
Myślałem, że go bardziej wypytają.
Lieutenant instructors, if you don't mind. To ask them about Raina.
You've become a real sap. Fine. But try not to disrupt the day's schedule too.
No dobra,
Sorry,
wydaje się
I couldn't
szczery.
contain my anger.
I noticed. Good thing you know this captain so well. I don't think he would have let us investigate otherwise.
I'm not sure it's a good thing, really.
Your aversion is clear. But is it him that you hate? Or what the camp represents, my son?
Rolf doesn't bring back good memories for me. But let's continue. I want to know what's going on here.
Dobra, mamy pierwszego instruktora tutaj.
Lieutenant,
Captain,
my friend here would like to learn more about this camp.
at your orders, Captain. Sir,
Szwadron.
Can you tell us about your squadron?
the recruits who come here are the best. And in my squadron, they get even better. I don't know what else to tell you. They're disciplined, rigorous, and effective. Exactly what you'd expect from the best soldiers.
Szkolenie.
What kind of training takes place in your ranks?
Combat in natural settings. Combat against the savages' magic.
I'm very curious about how you train against the magic the natives use.
Now, these are complex, secret maneuvers. I'm very sorry, but I can't tell you anymore.
No i tu mi coś śmierdzi z tą magią.
It would definitely be instructive.
Rainer.
I heard the recruit Raina trained here. What can you tell me about him?
Oh, he was a good one. He died a little while ago.
So we've heard. Your captain told us he died during a maneuver. Can you tell us more?
The training we do outside can be dangerous. Unfortunately, Rainer fell to his death in a ravine.
He fell.
During a simulated ambush. I know, it's not glorious, but it happens. I'd like to get back to work now, if you'll allow it, Captain.
Go on.
Dobra.
We're gonna go talk to some of your recruits.
I hope that it won't take too long. We're all very busy here.
Zobaczymy, czy powiedzą to samo, co on.
The story about training against magic is a lie. This lieutenant has no idea what he's talking about.
So what could they be training recruits for here then?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't like it.
No ta magia śmierdzi bardzo.
Soldier!
Yes, Captain.
At ease. We have some questions for you.
Me? At your orders, Captain.
Szkolenie.
You look exhausted. Is training that rough here?
It's difficult at first, but you get through it. Taming fatigue. That's the key to it all.
Haven't you ever wanted to stop? You've never doubted your vocation.
I'm not a coward, nor a weakling. The strength of the shadow.
What is that? Your motto?
Our squadrons, Captain.
Dobra, zapytajmy o towarzyszy.
You seem concerned about your comrades. You keep looking at them.
No, not at all.
Aha.
Are you afraid of what they might think of you?
Absolutely not, Captain. We are all of one mind in this squadron. We are very united.
A jednak chyba nie. O, Rainera.
Since this is such a close-knit squadron, you must have known Raina.
Yes, of course. But he's not part of the squadron any longer. He left.
Really?
I don't know what you're trying to get me to say, Captain. Raina left the squadron because he was sent on a mission. There's nothing more to say.
Sorry, mate, but that's not what happened.
I don't know anything more.
Thank you. That will be all.
Thank you, sire. Captain?
Good heavens. I feel like a bogeyman.
These recruits are clearly scared to let any information slip.
It's as if their life depended on it.
Dobra, idziemy do kolejnych instruktorów. No, ewidentnie coś tu śmierdzi.
Lieutenant,
Respectfully, Captain.
here is my friend, the legate of the merchant congregation. He would like to ask you a few questions.
At your orders. I'm listening, sires.
Szwadron.
How do the various squadrons in this camp differ from one another?
The recruits I train are intended to carry out more subtle actions.
Really? What kind?
I teach them how to blend into the background, understand customs, observe, and know when to strike.
That's strange. These skills are normally associated with assassins, rather than soldiers.
These skills are always useful, regardless of the enemy or the setting.
No dobra, szkolenie.
What kind of training do your men undergo?
I can't go into details, but they learn discipline and to outdo themselves.
You mean to blindly follow orders, even to their death?
But No, Captain. We also teach them to analyze situations, so that they know when to act to avoid risking their lives.
Jak trafiła?
How did you become an instructor in this camp?
I have led numerous squadrons before, and I've trained hundreds of recruits on the continent. I worked with Captain Rolfe in the past, and when I arrived on the island, he recommended me for this position.
That's very impressive. And I expect that you're familiar with the natives' environment and magic.
Yes, of course.
Próbuję przekonać.
Kurt, don't you think that someone this talented fits what we're looking for? You see, we need to find someone who can replace Kurt to oversee my cousin's security.
Your cousin is the governor of New Serene, I've heard. It's a prestigious position. I don't doubt my abilities, but an offer like this, made so suddenly, must have a price.
We can't hide anything from you.
We're trying to find out what happened to Rainer, a recruit who trained here.
That name doesn't sound familiar. He must have been in the Shadow Squadron.
The other lieutenant's squadron.
Yes. I'm sorry. Haven't been much use to you. Did something happen to him?
He died. His body was thrown into the harbor to make it look like he drowned.
I guess it was one of your recruits. My condolences, Captain.
We'll question some of your soldiers.
At your orders, but please be quick. I'd like to get on with training.
No dobra, ta mi rzeczywiście próbowała pomóc, a chociaż z tą magią to... No ewidentnie nie jest to... Raczej robią zadania, które są bardziej, nie wiem, zabójców, zbirów niż żołnierzy. To raz. Czyli taki secret service tutaj mamy, a dwa, że... No ona chciała rzeczywiście pomóc, ale może dużo nie wie. Zobaczymy.
Soldier!
Captain!
At ease, soldier.
Szkolenie.
We'd like to learn more about your training.
I have nothing to say about it, sir.
Really? Go on, it's not a difficult question. What do you do during training?
Is this a test, Captain?
No, it's not a test. You may speak freely.
Well, training is difficult, but we can't complain, Captain.
That's an interesting way to phrase it.
Nie mogą, właśnie. Porozmawiaj na temat szkolenia. Zapytaj szwadron.
You're very united in this squadron. At least, that's what I've been told.
United. You could say that, yes. Until death.
That's rather sinister. Does the name Rainer sound familiar to you?
Yeah? Well, no, not really.
You seem rather hesitant. Afraid of being reprimanded by your lieutenant?
No. Well, not at all. It's just that I can't tell you anything about Recruit Rainer. And we're lucky to have the lieutenant as our instructor, Captain.
We should leave this soldier to his work.
Your name, soldier?
Wilhelm. First class recruit Wilhelm, Spectre Squadron.
Keep it up, Wilhelm.
This recruit, Wilhelm, in spite of himself, led on more than the others.
His resentment is clear. But he won't divulge anything as long as his instructors are nearby.
Czyli trzeba będzie instruktorów stąd jakoś...
Hello, soldier.
Captain?
We need information. Your instructor authorized us to question you.
Of course, sire. I'm listening.
Szkolenie.
How would you describe your training? Do you train outside the camp much?
Yes, we do. Well, not exclusively.
Really? Yet we've been told that your unit specialized in actions over difficult terrain.
Yes, I think so. Well, yes, that's true.
Problems remembering things, soldier?
No, Captain.
Szwadron.
What's it like in your squadron?
Very good. The Phantom Squadron is made up only of the very best.
Do you trust your comrades?
We're like 5 fingers on one hand, sire. I would trust them with my life.
You've sure got the military spirit.
Yes, Captain.
Wypadek.
We've learned that a recruit died in an accident during a maneuver. Does this happen often?
No, of course not. Only to those who aren't
strong enough. That's strange. I was told that this recruit was very talented.
I don't know what to tell you. It's possible. If you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my training.
He seems afraid that an accident might befall him too.
No, it's not that. I just don't want to fall behind schedule.
Boją się wszyscy.
Go on.
Excellence. Captain.
Lieutenants, report.
Captain?
Could you give us a few minutes and take us around the site? I've never been here before, and I'm curious to see what goes on.
I'm not sure if we can, Captain.
We are on duty, Captain.
Right, Lieutenant. Let's go! Are you coming with us?
No, thank you. I'd rather stay here. Take in some fresh air.
Dobra, odciągnął
That's
ich.
right. In that case, see you later.
Odciągnął ich, to idziemy do tego naszego rekruta.
Wilhelm, we need to talk. And don't worry. Kurt will make sure your superior doesn't come this way.
Why are you doing this?
We didn't think you'd say anything as long as she was here.
If you noticed, others will have too. They'll make me pay.
Even more reason to talk. If we have proof, we can take action and close this camp.
Very well.
Okej.
What would you like to know?
Co się naprawdę tu dzieje?
What's really going on here? We know that Raina didn't die in an accident.
This is supposed to be a training camp for the Guard's elite. Only the most talented recruits are allowed to join. This is an immense honor, an extraordinary chance. That's what we're told every day. But in reality, it's just hell.
Dobra, szkolenie.
Tell me about the training you undergo here.
It's more torture than anything else. We're constantly beaten and humiliated, and the slightest complaint only leads to more blows. They even push us to police one another, so we don't dare talk. Whatever the orders, we put our heads down, grit our teeth, and obey.
It reminds me of the Ordo Luminis' interrogation methods. The poor buggers end up admitting to anything at all, accepting the unacceptable.
I heard them tell you about the specialist training against the natives in hostile environments. But what they teach us would be more useful for assassins.
Rainer.
As for Raina, do you know what happened to him?
Yes. One day he just couldn't stand it any longer. He disobeyed orders, he fought back, and people got hurt. That's when things blew up. They summoned him for night training.
What does that entail?
It doesn't have much to do with real training. They call us up for it at the last minute. The weakest serve as punching bags for the others, who are encouraged to beat them. If we refuse, we too become the targets. So we join in and strike. If you're looking to punish Raina's murderer, you can start with me. We all have his blood on our hands.
Thank you for telling us all of this. You should get back to your comrades.
I hope you can do something.
Ciekawie, no.
Have this camp closed. Otherwise, I'll soon be as dead as Raina.
We understand the risk you've taken. We won't let you down.
Oj, tu trzeba ostro.
Thank you. Really. That was truly fascinating.
Captain?
I've seen everything I needed to see. You can leave us.
Yes, Captain.
Shall we go? Greenblood, my friend. Do you need some?
A, muszę udać, że opuszczać
I
obóz.
must leave you.
Dobra, no to... Udajmy, że opuszczamy obóz.
Kurt, Willem has spoken.
What did he tell you?
He said the recruits go through hell. They're humiliated, spy on each other, get bullied. It's essentially torture. Raina wouldn't stand for these methods. He rebelled and was summoned for night training.
Are you sure he used that term?
Yes, but he told me it's not really training. The recruits are summoned.
And the others beat them. Sometimes to death. I know.
You knew about this kind of training?
Yeah. I thought it was a thing of the past. What a monster. How dare he?
I'm so sorry. I'm lost for words. Tell me, did you learn anything new?
I scouted out the site. There's two parts of the barracks we should look at more closely. Rolf's quarters and the basement, which they refuse to open for me.
These people's methods are despicable. But we can't just charge into the fray. Innocent people could get hurt. What do you want to do, my son?
Let's wait for nightfall. We'll sneak into the camp unseen, search the barracks, the private quarters, and then the basement.
Ciekawy
We might
question.
also try to find out where this night training takes place.
Yes. I wouldn't want other young recruits to lose their lives tonight. Especially Wilhelm.
No dobra. To trzeba będzie się tutaj przeskautować. Ale moi drodzy, to by było na tyle w tym odcinku. Dzięki wam bardzo, trzymajcie się i do zobaczenia w kolejnych. Cześć!